Hey, JJ here and welcome back to the channel. I just had an amazing hunt. I had a handful of penny rolls that I withdrew from the bank, and I'll do that occasionally while I'm there taking out a few dollars. I'll withdraw some penny rolls just so I can look through them. And this one did not disappoint. One of the rolls in particular here dumped the pennies out, and I came across all of these wheat cent pennies. So it looks like there's a mini collection dump. And this is awesome because normally in a whole entire box of pennies, and it's usually like $25, so you'll get 50 rolls. I'll only come across in aggregate 8 to 12 for an entire box. And yet this little mini dump here, collection dump that someone put in, it looks like I scored well over 20. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll count these up to see how many they are. I'm going to separate them by decade. And then what I want to do here is I want to use this red book that I picked up here last year and go through some of the values and show you guys sort of what's in here from a valuation standpoint, and just to kind of help create a range of what I may have. I'm going to tally up the years and mint mark in the value to the right, and then at the end of showing each of these pennies and the dates and whatnot, we'll calculate and see what this little 50-cent roll produced for me. So I'm very, very excited. So we'll go ahead and I'll separate these out by decade, and I'll be back in a minute. All right, see you soon. All right, JJ back. All right, separated the wheat cents, and here's what we have. The wheat cent started in 1909 and went up to 1958. I have a 1909 right here, right? First year of that wheat cent. And then I have my teens, so 1910 up to 1919. I have 1920 next up to 1929. These are my 30s. I have 40s, and then it looks like I have a lot of 50s here. So let me just take a quick tally to the right. 31 from that little mini collection dump. That means that the other 19 were Lincoln Memorials, and there may have been some shield pennies in there, but 31, so well over 50% of that roll in that little mini collection dump were wheat cents. So that's awesome. Okay, now what I want to do, zoom on out, I want to go into the guidebook here, the 2023 Red Book here, and I earmarked one of the pages. Hope you guys like my little bookmark. It says I love books, Mr. Wiggle. And in a minute, we'll go through and we'll see the valuations on these and what they're documented as in the book. But just to give you an idea, where they talk about condition of coins, I won't spend a ton of time on this because most of these wheat cents, it looks like they're probably going to be G4 good, maybe very good, maybe some VGs, maybe F. So I'm thinking more in that good to fine range. I might have some AGs, but I'm thinking largely good to fine, or maybe even very fine, maybe a handful of those. And just to kind of give you an idea, so let's just read what it says about AG3, about good. It says, very heavily worn, with portions of the lettering, date, and legend worn smooth. The date may be barely readable. Okay, and then you go up to good. The coin is heavily worn, with the design visible but faint in areas. Many details are flat. Okay, then we'll go VG, very good. Well worn with main features clear and bold, although rather flat. And then we'll finish with, let's see, we'll do fine and then very fine. So let's see what fine says. Moderate to considerable even wear. The entire design is bold with an overall pleasing appearance. And then we'll stop with VF, very fine. Moderate wear on design, high points. All major details are clear. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good, from a condition, that's a pretty good basis, that little range there, for what I think we'll see here with these wheat cents. And then let me actually go to page 113, which is where we kick off the wheat cents in this red book. Okay, here we go. So page 113, as you can see, 1909 and 1958. And we go into, looks like these are starting off at G4. So it says, again, the date worn but apparent, lines and wheat heads missing, but you have full rims. VG, half of lines visible in upper wheat heads. Fine, wheat lines worn but visible. And then VF, 20 very fine Lincolns, cheekbone and jawbone worn but separated. No worn spots on wheat heads. All right. Okay, so let's take a look at what I have here. But let's just here, I'll eyeball these, bring them up to the camera. Actually, let me zoom on in a little bit. And then we'll go into the book and see what the value is, what the values are being quoted as. Sorry, my gloves are a bit filthy, but see if I can get the right light on there. Okay, so the first one out the gate, 1909, as you can see here, 1909. And all of the grading experts out there, feel free to grade as you look at these and you see the quality and condition of the coin. Let me know in the comments what you think it is. But as I said, I'm going to probably earmark these. Most of these are just like a G or a VG. All right, so 1909 we have. And let's see. We're going to go to the next page. All right, let's take a look. So the 1909 right there for Philadelphia, no mint mark, says mintage 72.7 million, and G is right at $3, and VG is right at $4. So I'm just going to call it a G. I don't think it's AG. I think it's a little bit better than AG, but these are starting all off at least good. So that's where I'll start mine. $3. So that's not bad for a 50-cent roll. So $3. And again, for all of the expert graders, have a look at it. Let me know what you think. If you think that G is good, or maybe it's even worth a VG, I'd be happy to hear that. But as of right now, I'm going to mark that down at $3. Okay. And I'll show you guys the totals here once we finish going through them. All right. So 1909 Philly. I'm going to call that $3. All right, next up. So that was the only one from that first year Lincoln. All right, let's check out the next decade here. Looks like we have 5. First one up. See if I can get this thing to focus. Looks like it is a 1914 Philly. Definitely flat on the design characteristics there, but you can still see some of the detail. So 1914, again, I'm going to put all of these at G. So we have 1914 Philly. Next one. Try to run through these fast too. Oh, nice. That's a 1919. And that looks like it is an S Mint, so a 1919 S. 1919 S. Next up, it is a 1910. And let's just check out this mint mark. It's a 1910 Philly, so no mint mark. Next up, that's a 1912 Philly. Next up, last of this decade, that's a 1911 Philly. 1911 Philly, correct. All right, so 5 from that subgroup. Let's go ahead and see what these valuations look like for G4, which is that first column again. So we had a 1914 Denver, 1914 Denver. And it looks like there's a note below. It says note C in the footnotes here. Beware of altered date or mint mark. No VDB on shoulder of genuine 1914 D. Oh, so we got some interesting action going on here with this 1914. It's not just a simple D mint mark. Beware of altered date or mint mark. No VDB on shoulder of genuine 1914 D cent. 1914 D. This is saying 165 bucks. Wait a second. I hope I did not make a mistake, because that is an incredible find. If that really was a 1914. Oh, here it is. It's not a D. I don't know why I thought it was a D. I was getting ready to say, there's no way I just grabbed a $100-something coin out of that. Let me just make sure. 1914. Oh, it's a Philly. Yeah. I can't even check out my own writing. It's a Philadelphia. Okay, that makes more sense. Goodness gracious. I was getting ready to say, that is not a $165 penny I just grabbed. Unreal. Okay. All right. Yeah, $1. That makes a lot more sense. $1 makes a lot more sense. Okay. All right, the next one was a 1919S. 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 Okay, so we are up to the right. 1919S. 139.7 million. 50 cents. I'll take it. 50 cents. Next one, 1910, 11, and 12 Philly. $19.10, 11, and 12 Philly. Okay, the 1912 Philly is a good one. That's $1.50. It looks like in G4. The other two Philly are 50 cents. So we'll do 50-50 and then 150. So 50 cents, 50 cents, and 150. Nice, not bad. So we're already over $6 it looks like, just for those six. The 1909, and then these 5 here. Awesome. All right, here we go. Let's check out these next ones. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's see what we have. And this is something that you guys can do too. You just, every now and again, you go to the bank. If you get a handful of penny rolls, you could get lucky. Get some wheat cents just like I did. Dump them all out. Get some of these dates. That is a 1929 D. 1929 Denver. Next one up. Whoop. That is a 1927 Philly. And again, folks, if you haven't seen some of my other videos, these won't have, if it's a Philadelphia, it's not going to have a mint mark. You won't see that Philadelphia mint mark until 2017. It was a special year, one-time year for it. All right, that's a 25, but let me see, is that a Denver or a San Francisco? Yeah, that's a S mint. That's a S mint mark. All right, so 1925 S. 1925 San Francisco. Next one up, that is a 29S. Nice. 1929S. Next up, that is, oh, there we go, that's clear. 1924 Philly. 1924 Philly. Next one up. It looks like it is a 1920 Philly. Yep, 1920 Philly. All right. 1920 Philly. All right. Let me tally these up here. Let's take a look in the book. So we had a 1929 D and an S. 1929 D and S right there. 1929 D and S. 50 cents each, so that's $1. Beautiful. Let's do 1920 Philadelphia. 1920 Philadelphia. 25 cents there. 1924 Philadelphia is right there, another quarter. What about 1925S? 1925S right there, I'm doing $1 in G4. And then 1927 Philly. 1927 Philly, another quarter. Okay. There we go. All right, beautiful. Let's move on to the next decade. We got 330s. All right, let's see what we have. That looks like that is a 37 Philly. Indeed it is. 1937 Philly. Next up. And I'm just jotting down over on the right on my little pad. I'll show everyone at the conclusion of the video. This is a looks like a 35 Philly. It is 1935 Philly. Okay. And this is a 1930 Philly. Indeed it is. And this one has a little bit of doubling, I think, too. It might just be worn down, but 1930 Philly. All right, let's look at some values. So we have a 30, 35, and a 37. So the 30 is right there. 25 cents. Let's go to the next page. Let's see here. 35 Philly. Oh, it dropped off in value. It's 15 cents. Okay. And then the 37. 15 cents. All right. That's to be expected. It's not as vintage, so it's going to drop down in value a little bit. All right, cool. So next up, let's do the 40s. I didn't see any steel cents in here. Okay. Put down this book for a minute. Let's see what we have. Can't really make it out in the camera. Looks like it's a 48. There we go. A little bit better focus. It's a 48. And it's a Denver. Okay. 1948 Denver. We have a 1949 Philly. Okay. 1942 Philly. (1947) S Mint. Perfect. Let's take a look at that. Very cool. I like the S Mint ones. Nice. 1948S. 1948S. And last but not least, this is a 42 Denver. All right. Let's go to the Red Book, see what the Red Book says about it. Let's start with a couple of those 42s. I had a D and a Philadelphia. All right, on this page, $42 right there. Okay, 15 cents a piece. Okay, so do two of those at 15 cents. 15 cents and 15 cents. All right. Let's do the two S's, 47 and 48S. 47S, 99 million minted, 20 cents. 48S, 81.7 million minted, 20 cents. Okay, 20 and 20. All right, and then we got 48 and 49. Basically 10 cents for each one of those. 10 cents, 15 cents, 25 cents. It's still a whole lot more than 1 cent. And of course, these are 95% copper. All right, so let's finish with the 50s. A lot of 50s. This one's in pretty good condition. It's got that nice color to it. That's a 57. All right, well, yeah, let's start with that one. Why not? 57. And that's a Denver. Okay, next up. Looks like that is a 53. Let's throw it up under the microscope here. And that is a San Francisco S Mint 53. Next up. It's another 53 Philadelphia. Okay, next up. Oh, nice. This is a 55 one. You can see it very, very clearly in the date, 1955. Okay, so no doubling there. We have a 1955 Philadelphia. And the 1955 Denver, but we're looking for that doubling on the Philly. This one looks like it's a 57. Let's take a look. Yep, 57 Philly. Next up, 1954 Philly. Okay. 3 left. That is is a 1956. 1956 Philly. Okay, 2 left. This is a 1952 San Francisco. Nice. And last one. This is a 1958 Philly. And this is the final year of the wheat cent, 1958. Okay, that's it. So here's what I'm gonna do. I kind of put a little tally over to the right. As you can see, I kind of scribbled on my notepad. I'm gonna just tally these up, and I'll be back here in a minute to share with you that total value. All right, see you in a minute. Hey everyone, JJ back. Sorry, I just realized I didn't show you guys the values on those 50s. And I noticed that, and I wanted to come right back. I was calculating up the 1909s, the teens, the 20s. I got to the 30s. And then I realized I didn't have any values plugged on the right for the 50s. But without the 50s, we're sitting at $11 right now. So let's just let's look at the 50s real quick, and we'll tag onto that $11. But that's not bad. $11 so far for all of these except for the 50s. All right, so let's take a look at the 50s. See what the book is saying here on those. It's not bad at all for a roll of pennies. The face value of a roll is 50 cents, and we're already at 11 bucks, so not bad at all. All right, let's see. So let's go to the 50s. All right, here we go. Let's start with that. Let's start with some 53s, because I had a San Francisco and a Philly. So 53, 10 cents on the Philly, 10 cents on the San Francisco. 10 cents and 10 cents. 1952S, 15 cents. And again, these are all, I'm just quoting these in G4. They could be better conditioned than that. Just to simplify it for our sake, I'm just quoting these at G4. All right. 1954 and 55. And I thought I had a 1955D in there as well. Let me see. Let's see. 55. Next page. $55. We don't have that double die. You see that right there? There's a little pause if you can get that double die Philly. You see how it's 1,250 bucks all the way up to 15K if it's MS mint state 65 red brown. So that's, you know, even in EF extremely fine, you're looking at 1,350, and AU you're looking at 1,500 bucks. So that's why, like I said, that one is sought after. All right, 10 cents and 10 cents. We're looking at the 1955S. I don't think I had a 55S, but the D in the Philly regular, 10 cents and 10 cents. Okay, 10 cents, 10 cents. Where's 1954? Let's go back a page. 1954 Philly. 1954 Philly. Oh, nice. That one's a quarter, while the Denver and the San Francisco one is only 10 cents. All right, so we'll go quarter there. And then 56, 57, and then 58. Okay, roughly a quarter, 10 cents, roughly 10 cents for those two. All right, nice. 10, 10, and 10. Okay. So we're basically looking at another, I'll just call it 40. We'll just call it $1, another dollar. I had 31 to start with, and we are now at 12 bucks. It's not bad. That's not bad at all. All right. Well, thanks everyone for tuning into this small collection dump. And until next time, have a good one.